Hey everyone, so this is my first time speaking in public, so I apologize in advance. I was a foster child. I didn't have any photos to put up, so actually while I was doing this journey, getting ready and preparing, I actually found it quite a difficult task. So I ended up putting my children, and they are my essence, they are who I am, and this is why I do what I do. So for 5 years I was homeless with my children. I have 5 children. We lived in a 4-wheel drive in the streets of Melbourne, under bridges, in police stations, you name it, wherever we could find somewhere to live, that would be our place to stay. I was finally housed, and I couldn't afford to keep my house. I'd been living on the streets with my children, providing a safe environment, as safe as I could for them. And I wanted to start a business. I've always been able to make money, whether it was selling underwear at a market or whether it was selling stuff on the street. I've always been able to do that. But I couldn't afford my house, and I was in the process of losing my house again. And I started looking online at what I could do. And I found network marketing. Wow, what a journey. I sucked at it. I really did. I absolutely sucked at it. But I made the decision that I was not going to be poor again, and that my children would not go without. And as I was doing the speech and getting ready for today, I reflected. It's just me and my children. It's only ever been me. And last year, my ex-partner died, and that was May of 2017. And on the 13th of July, my beautiful boy was diagnosed with brain cancer. And it's funny, my talk is about decisions. When my son passed in November, I had a successful business. I was quite happy. I was being a mum, and I was trying to be there for him and my children. And I was earning a good income. But as all things good come to an end, it was Bitcoin. It wasn't going to last. I should have known. But it did what I needed it to do at the time. It paid for my son's funeral. It paid the bills. And when that came to an end, I was a mess. My son had just passed and my business had gone. And there was one particular guy that just would not shut up. He said, "You have to look at this." I'm like, go away. I'm not doing this anymore. And there was one particular night, it was probably around March, I was sitting in my house and I was looking at my children. I went in to tuck them good night. I'd already joined because there was this one particular person who would not shut up. He just kept hounding and hounding. So I said, "How much money do I have to give you to shut you up?" And he just threw a number at me. I said, "Right, that's it." And this one particular night in March, I hadn't watched anything. I hadn't seen anything. I had just given him the money, and I thought it was going to be peace and quiet. And I just had checked on my children, and I get a message on Facebook. I thought, oh, I'll look at it later. I went outside and was reflecting on the last few months. And I was ready to take my life. And the Facebook ding, 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 ding. I had put him on mute, I thought. Somebody has to teach me how to do that properly. So anyway, I looked at my phone and had I not have looked at my phone, it was a Skyway video. It went for about 12 or 15 minutes. And had I have made the choice to not look at my phone, I would not be here today. It didn't matter to me that I had it didn't matter that I had 3 other children. All I could think about was being with my son. And I tell you what, that was the best decision I've done in a long time. My children probably would think it was a different story because Mummy's never home anymore. Hey, that's a good thing. It's peaceful. But since opening that video and making that choice, I've gone on to make a lot of other choices, and I now am running the Melbourne office, travelling all over the world, and making a difference in my small little way. You know, it doesn't matter what walks of life you come from. It doesn't matter what is thrown in your way. You and you alone have the choice to turn that around. When I was growing up, I was an abused child. I was living on the streets. I had no one but myself to rely on. And I was thinking about it today, and every one of my friends that I know from back in those days are dead. They're either dead, I think there's probably 3 that are drug addicted. And I had multiple opportunities to make the wrong decisions. But I don't know. There's always been something about me that whatever happens to me is like it just bounces off. Until recently. Now I just cry. But there were so many times I could have taken the wrong decision, and I wouldn't have 4 amazing children. When I say we talk about decisions, my daughter, the one thing that I will take away from Skyway is that I have no family, or whānau as we call it in New Zealand. It's just me. I've always only had me to rely on. And one of the best things that's happened to me has been my team. And not only just my team, but everybody that I've met along the way. In Melbourne, we have some really crazy characters. I think some of you might have met them. John, are you here? But even though they're not part of my structure, we have all formed some sort of relationship. And the biggest thing I will take away, apart from the fact that I'll be rich one day, is the family, the sense of unity, the sense of belonging, and the sense of knowing where my life is going now, and that my future and my children's future is set for life. And I'm extremely grateful to have this opportunity. For 23 years, I went without having photo identification from being a street kid and from being homeless. Thanks to Andrew Hawkes, I now have a passport and I'm travelling to places I never, ever imagined. And I made the promise to my kids last night. I finally got to video them and I was like, you have to come to Minsk. We are moving here. And they said, does it have internet? I said, yes, it has internet and it's cheap. So we may be moving to Minsk. I've now told them I have to go home and learn 3 different languages. So I'm going to be very busy. But I'm very blessed and grateful to be here and to have this opportunity. Thank you.